Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the super range indicator.
But before we do, if you have not watched my first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that right now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team, and as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down in the description below. You can also find a link to our Discord server, so that way we can all discuss testing indicators and building our trading system. And lastly, you can find a link below to TradingView. If you sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money using the link below.
Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the super range indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 91 indicators. And out of those 91 indicators, 30 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now, you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you can take any one of those 30 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So, go back, watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. Alright, as I said, today's indicator is the super range indicator. It's a relatively simple indicator. There's visually a lot going on here, and so I am going to go in and I am going to turn some of this off. There we go. And so basically the backbone of the super range indicator is this indicator line right here. Looks very similar to like magic trend or something like that. But basically, it's pretty simple. When price action breaks this line, it is a signal to go either long or short. And so if it breaks up above, like right here, it's a signal to go long. If it breaks down below, that is a signal to go short. And that is how we will be trading it today. Pretty simple. Let's get on with the testing process here and see what we can get out of this. Just plugging along here. So we can see kind of a double top forming right here. Seem to be getting a little bit of weakness in the move. That might signify that we are getting ready to push down into a downtrend. Let's see what happens here. Nope, it was able to push up, make some new highs there. Surely at this point though, let's see, it's got to be losing momentum. And see, here's the thing again about trying to read price action on a chart, is that if you are trying to use price action by itself, you will often start getting yourself into some trouble. Sometimes price is erratic, and sometimes it just does whatever it wants to do. And so sometimes you can read a chart and start to get a good idea of what is happening, but that does not mean that the market is going to listen to you. Now, here we go. We do see this a lot. This is a head and shoulders pattern right here, and this generally starts to form when you are getting weakness in the market. And so you see here, this is the shoulder right here. Let's see if I can mark this out here. So you have a shoulder right here. Like this. Then you have the head here. Like this. Then you have the other shoulder here. Like this. Boom. And see, you can see that it forms two shoulders and a head. And that's why they call it head and shoulders. And then at this point, it's pretty safe to start assuming that we are going to see a downtrend start to push. And then to top it off, you can see here, looks like we are about to break through the super range. There it is, right there. And so here's a very good example of when I say that your price, the price reading, the chart reading, price action should accompany your indicator. And so this would be an example of a good head and shoulders formed here with confirmation from our indicator that we should be going short. Now let's see what happens. There's no guarantees, of course, but there you go. Boom, boom, boom. That almost certainly made it to the 60 pips. Sure did. Actually double that. And so here is a very good example of, like I said, what I've said many times when it comes to reading price action and having an indicator that also confirms the price action as well. And so we're going to continue on here. Boom, boom, boom. Nice downtrend, and look at that. Look at, ooh, that thing just dropped right out there, forming a really nice downtrend. That is a perfect, picture perfect trading scenario right there. Wonderful price action pattern formed, and our indicator confirmed it, and everything just kind of lined up. And here's another example right here. We're getting a loose head and shoulders pattern right here. I call it loose because it really hasn't formed this side over here. I think some people actually call this a cup and handle pattern because there isn't a shoulder over here. And so you get this sweeping downward motion here, strong pull up, starts to slightly pull back for the handle, and then when it breaks up above this level here, it's safe to assume that it is going to push upwards. Now in this scenario, we don't have confirmation from our indicator, but let's keep an eye on it and see what it does. So this would be a scenario where often what you want to do is you want to grade the signal that you're getting. And so literally what you would do is you would create a rule that needs to be a rule or a condition that needs to be met for for you to give the signal 1 point. And so in this case, we could say, like over here, we could say, was there an uptrend with more than 3 cycles? 3 cycles or more? Yes. So we would give it 1 point. Did we see price action weaken with a price action pattern formed? Yes, 1 point. Did we have a indicator that confirmed the trade? Yes, 1 point. And then you can base your trade, you can grade it on whether or not it met enough conditions for you to be able to take the trade. And of course, that's completely up to you how you, what score you allow, a passing score versus a failing score. But this would be an example of, did we get a good push? Did we see a good downtrend with more than 3 cycles? 3 cycles or more? Yes. Did a good, exhaustion price action pattern take place? Yes. Did we get confirmation from our indicator? In this case, no. So, would it be a passing score? We don't know. But that is how some traders will lay out whether or not they should take a trade or not. So here we go. We're going to watch this. And there you have it. Once again, it boom, shot out of there. It hit this super range line. And as soon as it did, it started rejecting it. And so there's a good example of how our indicator is interacting with price action. But it's safe to assume that we, had we set like first take profit at the super range line, then we would have hit first target, and we would have hit possibly second target had we set it up even higher. So there is a very good price action pattern right there that took place, and you see we would have gotten a good trade out of it. Now we have a trade with our indicator here. Let's see what it does. It does appear as though it hit 60%. So that would have been a winner on that one. All right, we're pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. A strong drop out there, breaking the indicator here. And so here's an example where we get a break of the indicator, but we didn't necessarily get the rest of the conditions that we may have set for this trade to be a valid trade, right? We got a good push up with, I wouldn't quite call it more than 3 cycles or more. And it didn't quite form a decent exhaustion pattern. Technically, yes. You see where you have a lot of indecision, a lot of wicks forming on these candles, which means that there's a tug of war taking place. But really speaking, it didn't form a clear, say, head and shoulders or cup and handle type pattern. But nonetheless, it gave us a winning trade. So, and this is why, again, your indicators, not just price action, can be extremely powerful, because it is literally a line in the sand. There is no clearer picture of where you should enter this trade, or where you shouldn't enter a trade using this indicator. problem we run into with price action is that everybody can see it slightly different, and everybody can put their entries at a different place, stops at different places. You'll get, undoubtedly groups of people who are very similar, but that doesn't change the fact that there is a slight difference in people's mentality. And so when that happens, then you can run into scenarios to where you're getting faked out. You're seeing things that aren't really there or that other people don't agree with you with. And we need things that are more, clear cut and unbiased to what you should be doing. All right. Price actions bobbing along here, not really doing much. This kind of just ranging trashiness right here. Let's keep on moving on here. Now we got a push down. So anytime you get a real heavy push down, we start to keep an eye out for exhaustion and patterns that are starting to indicate that exhaustion is taking place. The more cycles you have in a push, a trend either down or up, is the more likely you're going to get a very clear push in one direction or another. This is not really a great pattern, but you can kind of see the exhaustion and the attempt for a slight pullback before it pushed up even more. And so it's possible this might, come up and get to this area here. But it's definitely a gamble. Let's see what happens. See, there we go. It just kind of started bouncing sideways instead. But it's very unclear what price action wants to do at this point. It is most likely going to come down and hit in this area right here. Make that blue. And it's not really going to know what it wants to do when it hits this area. And so it's probably going to have some kind of reaction, if I had to guess, just because it hit it so strong here and had such a strong pullback. Now again, no guarantee, but let's see what happens. Nope. See, sometimes you get just a clean breakthrough, and it will often come back to retest this area. And if it retests and rejects that area, then it's likely that it's going to make a push downwards at that point. If it comes back up, breaks back above this area, comes down and tests it, there's a good chance it's going to move back upwards. So let's see what it does. Okay, hit the area. It's starting to reject it right now. You can see that long wick on that candle right there. So now it is likely that this is going to push downwards now. Again, the support becomes the resistance, and now it's wanting to shove it back down. So again, no guarantee, but let's see what happens. Oh, there you go. See? And in this scenario, what we would have done is we would have set our entry below this right here. That would have been our entry point. And so for this to have got us into a trade, we would have needed it to come down and break below that level right there, or maybe even slightly below. And so we would have still been safe here. That would have given us a little bit of room for confirmation. But now you see it has broke back up above this, which is a sign that it is most likely going to try to push its way back up now, starting a slight pullback into this area. So now the resistance is broke and now becomes support once again. Let's see what happens. Yep, and see, that's, this is the problem with reading price action, is that it can sometimes just pinball you all around. And again, this is why you need to have clear signs, clear patterns, and preferably confirmation from an indicator as well. So now it's broke clear down below that, tried to make a move, really strong move down. Now it's pushing back up. It's hit our super range. It's broke back up through that zone again, coming down to retest it. At this point, there's a very good chance that it's now going to try to push its way back up. And sometimes this does just become guesswork. At a certain point, you're literally just, you have a 50-50 shot. So, well, it might go up, it might go down. And this is why, again, oh, there we go. Finally smashed up above that area. Let's see what if we can get. There we go. Got a good move out of it. There we go. This is why I don't rely on price action as my bread and butter when it comes to entering trades and trade signals. It's not to say it doesn't have its place, and it's not to say that, maybe there's some people out there that do really well with it, but, for the most part, you will eventually start to slowly lose more and more. The win-loss ratio slowly starts to get off-balanced. And again, it's really hard to control your profit to loss ratio because of the way you can't use really logical stops and take profits. Well, there we go. We are at the end of the year. There is the super range indicator, and I don't think we need to add them up. It is clear that we got a 100% win rate on this one as well. I like this one. This one is, pretty decent. It's very reminiscent of a moving average, but it adapts itself to the environment that it's in, which is a good thing. Haven't really seen it in a ranging market a whole lot, so not sure how great it would be in a ranging market, but of course with some other indicators to help filter out some of the trades, this could do us really well. So yeah, there you have it. There's some more price action reading and another indicator that did really well. And yeah, one that I kind of liked. That's seemed like it did a really good job. So we will put this one on the winning list, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you